Let's start talking about diffusing essential oils. It is one of the easiest ways to begin introducing essential oils into your home. And of course, this requires the device to which you add cool water and a few drops of essential oil. And generally speaking, in a typical diffuser that holds about 200 milliliters of water, we add about 6 or 7 drops of essential oil, maybe up to 10, right? Some of you are going to think that this is really making your air smell wonderful, and it does. But remember, your pets, especially your dog, their olfactory system is significantly stronger than your own. So when you smell it, they're smelling it multiple times greater, right? Exponentially times greater. So it is important for you to bear in mind that they may not enjoy it as much as you do. And we want to, as we start introducing these essential oils into the home, give them the opportunity to leave the room or to get further away from the placement of the diffuser. A lot of people panic and think that there are concerns about diffusing. So I want to just share a couple of talking points about that. Because we've all seen the dramatic Facebook post about dogs and cats who have moved into crisis with diffusing. And there are layers of those stories. We're not going to dig into that yet. We'll come back and talk about that. But bear in mind that those are few and far between. And in each of those scenarios, what we understand is they were not using quality essential oils. They were most likely oils that included something synthetic, which none of us process very well, but especially our pets and especially cats. So all of those things that are absorbed into the air are breathed in. They are droplets of particles of molecules on the furniture and on the floor, and the pads of your dog's feet will absorb material that way. They're laying on the couch or the bedding, they'll absorb things through their skin also. Now you need to keep in mind that this happens with every product that you use, not just essential oils. So if you're cleaning your house with some toxic product, or you are washing your laundry with some fragrance product, or putting in those little pellets that are supposed to last for the next 12 weeks to make your clothes smell good, or dryer sheets, your dog is absorbing all of that into his body, and none of that is healthy either, right? So we do know that when we diffuse, that the parts per million that actually make it into an average size room is pretty small. Basically, it's going to be in 200 milliliters of water. If we put 10 drops into 200 milliliters of water, we are basically putting 1/2 a milliliter of essential oil into a 200 milliliter diffusion. That equates to 5 parts per million. 5 parts per million. That's not a whole lot. That would also assume that that entire contents was spewed into the air at one time, all simultaneously. And that's not how a diffuser works. A diffuser works by sending out particles of it little by little over the course of usually a few hours. And if you have an intermittent cycle on your diffuser, it'll probably go for 15 to 30 minutes and then cut off for a period of time. And then 15 to 30 minutes and cut off for a period of time. And those are awesome ways to begin using this. So we're not creating a 5 parts per million landing specifically on your dog at one time. Even if you did, that's pretty small, right? So where do we get in trouble when we're using diffusion? If we're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, day after day. And for the cat that was the big drama a couple years ago, it was determined that she was diffusing poor quality oils for days as if it were air freshener, right? In a closed room, no ability to have fresh air circulating, with an animal that was tucked under the covers. So that creates a tenting effect, and we'll talk about that and when that might be appropriate, but not for everyday use, and certainly not on a continual basis, and not for general purposes, right? So diffusion is a really good way to start introducing essential oils into your home. Put a few drops in the diffuser. Ideally, use some sort of intermittent schedule. Rotate your oils for tomorrow. Use a different oil. If you have water left in your reservoir, just put it in a little glass jar to save it and rotate it the next time, right? You don't have to waste this stuff, and you don't have to do significantly long periods of time. Give your dog an opportunity to acclimate. Give them an opportunity to walk away. But if they want to wrap themselves around that diffuser and go, oh my gosh, this is the most wonderful smelling stuff, and I need this, and I want to just take all this in, let them do that. Let them enjoy sort of the benefits that we know are offered to the systems of the body, specifically depending on what oil you have elected to put in the diffuser itself. When you think about diffusing essential oils, our primary reasons for doing so are respiratory support, relaxation support, sort of that calming, soothing, settle things down. And those are the things that will be really most effective and most gentle to begin the introduction of essential oils for your pet. In a separate video coming soon, we will talk about introducing your dog to specific oils and what that imprinting process will look like, and how to do it effectively, and how to read what your dog is trying to tell you about their interpretation of a specific oil. So get comfortable diffusing. If you have any questions